should have considered my offer. Such a pity.
Bit like the meteor came from where Granado is, which would kind of make sense, I guess. So I didn't catch that the first time, but that's how it looks. Obviously, they don't see it because this night too bright. But yeah, that would kind of make sense. So we find out what he whispers. What we did. Um, and he did scouts. Sometimes we can't know what it is until we touch the darkness. And that's quite good. See, I never thought before about the dichotomy between Gonadu.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you offer Satyr Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
This will not end well for you, horsemen.
Feel like to begin with, the elves were from Fates, Baranor, and then, well, as I said, in this Morgoth attacks, so they attack back on Middle Earth. That kind of thing, anyway. But I, I always want to know what the rules are. With like what's over. Yeah, in so many ways too. Because some people seem to cross over very easily, and then other people never cross back over. So I think in the first age something happened, and then the god kind of forbade, whatever, people to go to Middle Earth. You can only go from Middle Earth. Yeah, I don't mind that, but like once again, they've not told us those are the rules. We're just meant to go, oh, okay. See, now it's comes up. So, and also, I don't know if the special boat allows them to cross over, or if the people on the other side, like the higher gods, go, oh, there's people trying to come over, open the gate now. Maybe it doesn't matter, but also it does a bit. Like, for an example, if she now changed her mind and went, oh, actually, I do want to be invulnerable, could she now swim over to the gateway and would it just open up again? Or is it the boat? Like, do you have to be on the boat? Is that like part of the like transition? You can't be on the water. You can't be in the water. Got to be on it. Like, little tiny rules, I know, but no rules. Whoa, there was a big mystery over who this guy was. Imagine it. I kind of went the opposite way to a good guy. We presume he's good at the end of the series. Thank you for watching my videos. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to subscribe. Hello, I am Venom Walker. In today's episode, we are talking about this. Enjoy. Episode 3, Series 1 of The Rings of Go. Got characters that we're never told in The Rings of Power anyway, if the orcs are actually immortal or not. I know in the books they're not. It's only the elves which are, but I feel like the Uruk-hai might be because the Uruk-hai are more elves, I think. And we got a name drop to Ada. Who is Ada? Someone in charge by the sound of it. Ada is immortal. It's so nice to see Numenor, but feel like this series will almost cross over it way too much. My biggest issue with Numenor, the elves to a degree, they are, well, in my head, the Numenors are so much taller than humans. Like, and then elves are like even taller. Like, they're not giants by any means, 3 foot taller. Like in my head, elves and Numenors are almost Avatar. Like within my head, maybe happened or not. I don't know quite how that would work out. And the whole Numenor thing is so much cute and, amazing. Yeah, because I know you have a longer and life span. I feel like 500 years, because Aragorn is from this descendant line of the king of Numenor, but later, Gondor. But he lives during, was it 200 or 300 years old? I think these are people living longer than, because it kind of decreases with every generation a tiny bit until they were human and numinal. But yeah, they date back, probably the most, they date back further. So what I do is I play games and then forget to even turn on my mic. So yeah, hi. How do we get the... How do we get the spinny thing out? Oh. Where? I'm not very good. I don't understand. Too much going on. Uh... Nah.
You should have considered my offer.
Okay. Skip it.
Such a
Good.
pity.
Grab it. Don't understand why it won't let me do it. Ah. Okay. So I need to go from here. You go in here. Here. And then here. Yay. So like that, but like better.
Seen that end well for you, horseman.
I might start playing Pokemon. Bit more my level. Not better than anything wrong with Pokemon, but sorry, I'm with you. My mind's a bit today. I don't really know what.
Reduce the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you are a Satyr rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
This will
Got
not
cramp
end
somehow.
well for you, horseman.
I don't think I could tolerate coffee. I think that might be my next thing to give up.
should have considered my offer. Such a pity.
Another gun. Mm. Mm. Nothing. Okay. Why do we want to read the quit after the 10 minutes? 80. I wonder what those tortured scream is over. And I'm gonna get.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Has Samael bought your loyalty? Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
And then you deal with the devil. You're not the devil.
You should have considered my offer. Such a pity.
How? No, no. Stupid game. Or what? Go ahead.
This will not end well for you, horseman.
Nope. I know you. These games don't even have AI.
As the council reduce the horsemen to common assassins. Samael. This will not end well for you, horseman.
No. Very nice. Mm.
This will not end well for you, horseman.
No. I'm sure he waits for me to. Okay, this is where I don't know what to do. Okay.
See what your arrogance has brought you.
I don't know what to do from here.
What your arrogance has brought you.
Just a bit. I wasn't. I wasn't paying attention.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
Right, so I can do that bit, but I don't know about the other bit.
And well for you, horseman.
What's the bit? I thought that was a bit risky. I think I suffer. I think I suffer with performance issues that when I'm streaming. That one up too high. The gay people don't come here for good gaming. They come here for entertainment. uh, I need to try and drink more water today. That might be half my problem.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
You should have considered my offer. Such a pity.
Right, that's how we do it, I think. Okay.
This will not end well for you, horseman.
Ah! Wait. Stupefy! Like, hmm. No, I hit that. Right,
As the council reduce the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you are Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
You should have considered my offer.
Alright, come on, let's do it. Mm. Alright, that's how we do it. Okay, uh, mm, I feel like that was better, but mm. Oh, oh, oh. Don't know if you heard that crack. Mm. One on my neck.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
You should have considered my offer. Such a pity.
Mm.
This will not end well for you.
Ah, I'm back. Be right back. And just something again. Quite. He makes sound like elves don't need to sleep, and I've never heard that before in Tolkien's work. I presumed that they did, but if if they don't age, maybe they don't need to sleep, which would make sense because if you go to Lord of the Rings, when we meet Galadriel, she's awake quite a lot when Frodo's awake. Um, so yeah, maybe elves don't sleep, but I feel like they meditate, and I don't know if we've ever heard that, but I presume that they would meditate because they're quite Imperial. That would be what I would. Oh, see, now I have a feeling that wine is actually in the Sauron Takeover story beat because I feel like Sauron either poisons the wine or he does something to it to make it more potent. That kind of rings a bell, but also that might make you forget your troubles. Kind of rings a bell, but also see, that's interesting because that's a symbol a king of itself. 9 rings were gifted to kings, but we've only met. Okay, we've now met 2. That's the king, or a symbol of king of itself. And then there's a king of Numenor, which is her father. But we still need 7 more kings. And I don't think we've met 7 kingdoms. But also we are seeing this from Grenadier's point of view. So maybe that would make sense. Whereas if we saw it from man's point of view, maybe would have seen 9 rounds. I don't know if you could divide that up into 2 different kingdoms. And also the Witch King of Ambar. Don't know where that is yet. I don't think we ever know. It would make sense to introduce the most famous, but also in series 2, the wizard with goes off to that star chart race, wherever that is. You see, that almost makes it sound like a Theodore, which I've always presumed Theodore is. I'm not sure on that. I don't know if that happened because it wouldn't on properly, therefore making it human there, or if it was some sort of God like intervene and therefore making it a Theodore, not go on the TV meant to be on, and therefore able to. But I might have to rewatch what's it that scene. So I think that's important too. So after watching that, it looks a little bit more like it was a God intervention because the rope kind of unhooked itself, and I'm quite sure gravity doesn't work out. So yeah, it was a God intervention, which is even more interesting because it would appear like we know there are high gods, but it would appear like they could intervene in the first days of everything they come down to order quite a bit. In fact, there was a video quite recent but was saying the gods actually came down like once every 100 years, like have a meal, and like so I feel a bit like they intervened quite a lot in the first age, and then they back off more and more gradually, and then like by the third age they're not really part of it at all. And yeah, actually rewatching that as I say, that was a good case when they do intervene quite a bit. It's like not ginormous, but like a tiny bit. Wave of the rope is Ada. It's interesting because I think Grenadier's. I don't know what to think about Gren because obviously she's much younger compared to when we meet her in Lord of the Rings. Way more of a she knows herself so well, and she's way more of a witchy type elf, that kind of bit. And I really know Halbrand is someone I really like, but we're only given bits and pieces about him, whereas Ada's so cool because he's so like unique to the Ring of Power, and we could literally do anything we wanted, give or take. But yeah, we've not seen anyone like him Lord of the Rings. So he's a Urukai, and the only other Urukai we've seen is the one at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, and that was very different because that one's so much more of a warrior type, whereas I don't know, not taught yet. When he talks, you can tell he's more of an elf, a dark elf, directed by Malcolm or Morgoth. And that's so interesting. With I think the whole new series about him. I don't know if we will get that or not. But yeah, I really like him. One of my top characters. There's something we've not seen before. Emotion from an orc or a guy. But we've not seen that bond before. That's so nice to see, because I'm not sure if Morgoth Sauron shared its level, not quite now and kind of, but one of it now, correct? Mainly because we've not seen it before, and that glove, that armored glove, is at Sauron. See, that's so interesting. What the design and the bad side, the natural side, Sauron. Morgoth people, but we've also got this in the middle of what or a guy, Robin, people in the middle were actually the Galadriel side, good side, got Sauron, Morgoth, Sauron's bad side. But then we've also got the creatures in the middle, like the Wolf and the Orcs and the Orcai and Goblin, Trolls, maybe Trolls, whatever it was. Trolls are kind of bad, I guess. Dragons, that kind of thing. And they were their only victims of much bigger war of good and evil. Like they're not they're not always evil. They're just always controlled by Sauron or Morgoth. You are evil. Morgoth is much more evil than Sauron. So yeah, that's interesting. Now there's another story. There's almost another level of the story other than the story. Yeah, I said it before, but I'm not sure if that tower is somewhere important. It almost looks like it could be the entry that they kind of got that tower, build another tower. It's kind of there, but also I don't think it is anywhere like a random tower in, but it could be. And I really like the fact that Ada actually amendment choice go as in be in the tower, or they can be destroyed. Whereas Sauron, Morgoth wouldn't have given it. He would have. We just got a name drop to another town or city, but I'm not completely sure with it. I think the basic thing, and I quite like about this, what I quite like about Wind of Power or Middle Earth is the fact that you don't just have humans one area, elves an area, or in an area. Like they do have like mines of Moria. You've obviously got Mordor, which is it turns where the door. You've obviously got Mordor, which turns into where the orcs died. Apart from Mordor, all the other races kind of spread out a bit, and I quite like that versus something like the Avatar, Last Airbender, very much got the Fire Nation, both of the Southern and the Northern tribe, and then we've got the Earth Nation, and they don't really mingle that much. Obviously, you've got a few like outliers, Journey, died wherever however, in general, they stick what they are. Whereas Middle Earth is a lot more spread out. And I can't like that because it means you might run into anyone out in the wilderness. I mean, to be fair, it's Stan Rude boy has to come up with some really good ideas. It makes me think he's someone. I do think he could be the son of his the fact that he's thinking, but quite confident, and he's quite able to say what he thinks. He's somewhat in charge because he's almost used to being around like body. So I feel like he must be the prince basically. But I don't know if he knows it. I presume he doesn't. he doesn't know who the father is. She obviously knows who the father is, but I don't know that she would know her father's king, or if he acted like I fall in love with. So that would mean the boy could be one of the real race. It's hard to know because for ages the real wave they all are not with us anymore, but they're kind of immortal. So be any age, I guess, and it's so hard to tell kind of how far away we are from the Corinthia in relation to the actual story. I know we're about 2,000 years off Arch Alliance, but that, as I say, that doesn't mean anything because the only thing we can judge that by is how young a Isildur is, and a Isildur is quite a difficult age to guarantee because a Isildur looks like he's in his okay, so that means let's quit another 50 years. However, he's part of a race that ages much slower, therefore it could be any time. It could be. See, I'm not sure if the Numenorians get to a certain age and then slow down there, or if they always age slower, like babies. So I know that's maybe not, but also it kind of isn't because, as I say, that could mean 15 years older, or it could mean another 30, 40 years. But I don't know how old a Isildur gets, because after the Last Alliance big fight, he's then got the ring anyway, and then after that, I know he gets defeated, and then the ring's in the river until Gormuk gets. But also, I don't know how many years that is. Like, I don't know, but that's 10 years, or if it could easily be like 100 years. So, like, to a point, it does. I think the boy here could be, let's say, the witch or any of it. However, it could easily be his son or even his grandson. You know, it's so difficult to tell. Okay, he's human. But as I say, Theodore isn't. He's going to live anyway. So it's so difficult to tell any kind of time at all. And the only other people we can judge it by is Galadriel, and Galadriel barely ages at all, so you can't even judge it by her. Aragorn's not in part two, so it's so different. Thank you for watching. If you like what we've seen, don't forget to subscribe. I am Venom Walker. In today's episode, we are talking about this. Enjoy. I feel like this was a really clever plan because going when the orcs at now weakest. So I quite like it. My only issue is only if the whole town who was able went some better. But also I really didn't like it because it almost mirrors the scenes with, do you see what I mean about the contrast between the southern people and the Rangers Green Gun? This scene points out what I was saying earlier about how the southern are completely different to the Numenorians, or rich or so poor, maybe because of the choices that their ancestors never quite recovered. Awful really. See, this is interesting because how does the orc know what sword? How do you get that? I mean, to be fair, it could just mean the fact that it's sword and world. However, I don't think more. How did we get that? Has it been there before? Like, is it Morgoth's sword? Is it Sauron's sword? Even though Sauron does, where did its sword come from? And it works by blood. Is it that because he's of noble descent, or is it anyone's blood from like the south, or is it because the south is to Morgoth. It is kind of galaxy. Like, is if it was wielded by now, would it transform into something else? Ooh, or interesting. I don't think we find out. We might do in a later series, I guess. Carbon are very odd. I feel like she's already met and Sauron almost, or maybe not Sauron, but someone's like almost done something. I don't know if it's the fact that Carbon is really old and he's seen quite a few things. And That's a bit better.
As the council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Has Samael bought your loyalty? Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
This will not end well for you, horseman.
Man, stop it.
This will not end well for you, horseman.
That's the way we do it. Hey, what? Ah, there we go. Yes. Because of it. I don't know. Nah. Mm.
The council reduced the horsemen to common assassins. Samael bought your loyalty. Because if you offer Sailor Rider, perhaps we can strike a deal.
You won't like my terms.
You should have considered my offer. Such a pity. This will not end well for you, horseman.
I might consider going and come back a bit later. Not Ben and Bay. Okay. I'm going to disappear for a bit.